Hi, I'm Paul Sladkus. I'm with Good News Planet, and I'm with here EHSAN, Noushin. She has a beautiful name, Noushin. How do I pronounce it perfectly?
Noushin.
Such a gorgeous name, a gorgeous person, and a longtime friend with us. An architect, designs a multifaceted life, Noushin, and she's written a book. And I know her for a long time. She's a do-gooder. She's loves Baha'i faith, and I've been to her home at meetings and so on. There's many things I want to discuss with her. So let's get right to a book that you've now created. Tell us about it, please. What's your good news?
My good news to begin with is that I am not slowing down. And I learned that age is a number. I am doing more than ever before and making it more challenging than ever before. And one of these challenging acts was writing this memoir. As someone who has dyslexia, I never thought I would put my effort to write this memoir. And yet I always wanted to write my architectural book, which called The Spirit of Space, which is my philosophy in architecture. I am amazed that this book so far has been received by so many people, so beautiful public, because at the beginning I thought it's only for me, and clearing my chest and putting my stories on the paper for my beautiful grandchildren, who are another great news of my life. So where do you want me to talk about?
I started with, you said something that of interest because I believe many people have it. If I heard you correctly, you said dyslexia. Did you say that word or did I miss that word?
No, you heard it right. And I was over 40 when I discovered that I have dyslexia. And in fact, one of my family members, in a sort of a teasing way, that I am not good in any languages. And being so many years in America, you don't even speak or write well. And I came home and thought about it and tested myself. And I realized that I have a
Oh,
severe dyslexia. But
wow. Well,
architecture has its own language, and I had chosen that subconsciously, I guess.
did you ever put a building up backwards?
No, thank God for that. For that, none of my building has ever been collapsed, or never I've been sued by any client, and I have had the very good pleasure of building some good
Well,
stuff.
I think you have a beautiful command of language and because you have such a great personality. So tell us about the memoir, The Making of a Woman Architect. Beautiful building. What is that building?
That building is the most famous house in the town of Kashan, which my family are from, and is the icon of the desert architecture that is projected. And
Is that Jacqueline Assis?
no,
Who is that woman?
this is me when I came to America in 1969, and the back of the book is me very recently. So
What's
thank you.
inside of that book? Tell us something that's in there that I'd probably learn something about either you or just about life.
Oh my goodness, it's so many stories and so many things to share. They probably even the touch of my 87 countries that I have traveled and taught architecture. But one stands out. The first one ever, I went to South Africa during the apartheid time. There's so many things to say about every one of those trips. I really encourage people to read it. Just came to my mind that South Africa, I don't know why, because it has impacted my soul so much. Not knowing anything about the country, I was asked to give a talk at Cape Town University, and then I decided to visit Iranian friend who was married to an American and teaching in 5 homeland that they used to call it homeland for the black. My friends were the only white among the whole population. And I visited them. When I arrived there was an assembly, Baha'i National Assembly there. They're from different tribes. The 9 were from, including my girlfriend, to ask me, what do you want to do? I said, beside my lecture at the Cape Town, I want to see different tribe and stay with them. And this lady from that tribe said, I can take you there, and arranged for me to go 3 days later to the tribe sort of welcomed me. Of course, nobody except that lady who was accompanying me spoke English. To make a long story short, they took me to their hut, one of the hut that was prepared for me, and they wouldn't let me get out. All day they were just going in and out of the hut, and I didn't know why. Finally, by the afternoon, they all ran outside, and there was a man who came through the village, and they all went to him, and they told me to sit in the hut. I was alone, and I decided to walk out and walk toward them. They were just chatting and very, very expressive of some story I didn't understand. And then I get closer and I said to the man, Jumbo, which is the hello in their language. All of a sudden he said, good afternoon. I apologize that I wasn't in last night and I was involved in the next village preparing for ceremony of the chief's son who's graduating. I said, can I be invited?
Oh.
And the reason that the ladies were so nervous because last 3 days that they wanted to get a permit from him for a stranger come to the village, he was away. And now I am, by saying, can I be invited? I'm accepted here. And
Wow.
then after the invitation comes, and we went to a tribe village that there were over 8,000 people sitting on the grass and cut through all the crowd and go through, sit in the front. 2 hours of lecture and keep telling me, let's get and tell me I have to give a lecture. But at the end, I heard my name, Noushin, in those days, Noushin Brian, representative of New York, Baha'is. Oh my God, I am not representative of Baha'is, and now I have to get up and go and give a lecture. I didn't know anything what is all about, forget about giving lecture. So I began to shiver, and God help me. God, you told me that you goodwill, and I'm here to help and learn and give courage to people. So help me, help me. Something came to my mind that why am I so happy in South Africa? And before that in Kenya, I have had the most soulful trip. And I keep thinking, why am I so happy here? So I got on the stage and I said, friends, I'm coming from a different culture. I live in New York on 28th floor, and they put their head up like bird is looking on the sky. And then I am having different education, different background, different this, different that. But I keep asking, why am I so happy among you? And the answer right now came to me. The answer is that spirit doesn't have neither color differences, nor educational differences, nor economic differences. And I am with you through my spirit. And oh my God, the whole crowd stood up. And that was the end of the lecture.
Wow.
This sets the tone of rest of my 87 trip.
That's beautiful. Last question. What is peace for you, Noushin? What is peace?
Oh my goodness, peace. Peace is contentment. Peace is giving. Peace is love. Peace means quietness. I'm learning it. I don't know if I have it all. And I striving through receiving it. And this book was great help for me in that respect. But world peace is truly, I believe, is inevitable. And of course, promoting it in any way we can, or command, we have to do that. And yet we have to believe it. Now, again, we are in trouble. We are at the stage of our life that is hard to believe, that peace is inevitable. But I do believe it in my heart. More and more people are having that belief. And that is the best way to live and work toward it instead of any other ammunition. I think still the best is to believing. Every one of us have to bring it in our heart, close to seeing it. By seeing it, you give that energy to the galaxy, to the
Okay.
others.
Well, that's our page. Good News and Peace Day. Noushin, thank you
Absolutely.
so much for sharing the good news with us. Your good news and the world's good news. And thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you,
Bye.
dear. All the best.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye-bye.
Peace be with you.